Especially the bigger the group is, the
Yeah,
harder it is to
exactly.
get
And I don't want 50 people, you know what I mean? But like with just 4, it's tough. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like if you're able, if you're able to see some of the stuff that was inspiring me, you will understand like some of the shit that I'm doing,
Hello everyone, I'm Kira D. Welcome to an exclusive interview with JJay. We'll jump into the evolution of Elleve Enterprises, his music, his journey, plus more. Let's welcome JJay.
What's good, yo? How y'all doing?
So how are you today?
I'm all good. It's a great day, man. We alive.
Okay, so we have a lot to jump into, right? So we want to first start talking about you. Let us in on your journey and your music and how you first got involved in it before we dive into like the brand, the music, the upcoming music, and everything else that's coming.
Yeah, so like I would say like 2020, that was a time where I was always like a music lover, like even when I was a kid, like I used to listen to music all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like by the time 2020 come, I would say I was listening to music like really heavy for like basically half my life, over half my life. So I had friends that, would tell me all the time, like, bro, you might as well just like start writing music. I was like, I don't know. I was so skeptical about it. But one day I just did it. I just decided to go for it. And I just like kind of fell in love with the process. Like, it's not even necessarily about like the finished product. Like, it's the creation of the songs and, everything that go into like creating that kind of gets me hooked. You know what I'm saying? That's like my thing. So yeah, that's kind of like what got me into like making music. And now it's just like, we here.
Okay, so who was like one of the first people or rappers that you like fell in love with or like heavily influenced your musical sound?
I don't know if it necessarily influenced my sound, but J. Cole, he was the one that's like, I was at a real bad time in my life when I was listening to his Forest Hill Drive and like Friday Night Lights, and that I would credit that for saving my life for sure. Like those 2 projects for sure. Yeah, J. Cole, that dude though. And even like just outside of just music, like the type of person he is, like it's not about flash or money. And you could hear him even explaining that in his music, you know what I mean? So that was like, I was able to relate to him. Yeah, that was that guy for me though. That was like the first one.
Okay, so let's move into like the brand of it all, like the Elleve Enterprises brand. Let's start there, like the journey and the creation of the brand. Tell people about it who may not know.
So I started rapping back in 2020. I got into some crazy stuff back in like when I was in school. I went to Tennessee State University, Big Blue. So I was in Tennessee when I was rapping. I was writing a lot of songs or whatever, and I ended up getting into some trouble or whatever. So I had to move back home. And eventually when I moved back home, it was like, okay, like I'm gonna really like take this music stuff seriously, like whatever. So I kind of just started focusing on it, and I realized that basically all artists, they have like a whole brand that's behind them. Like some people are just artists, some people are just, their brand is the music, some people brand is whatever. But I was just like, I don't know, I think I wanted to be creative. Like I try to always be outside the box. So I was like, well, let's think about it. Like, 11, you know what I'm saying? That's my birthday, you know what I'm saying? 11. Like it would make sense. I'm just, 11 Enterprises is what it started as. And when I tried to make it official, like, get paperwork for it, of course, 11 Enterprises was took, so Elleve Enterprises, and there's some more, like, stuff I could do with that. But that's the Norwegian word for 11, Elleve. Like, so either way, it could be translated to, like, 11 Enterprises. So.
That's a cool, like meaning behind it. So if someone was to see Elleve Enterprises, what is the message that you want them to know about the brand as a whole?
Man, I want people to just like when people see like Nipsey, like the marathon continues, stuff like that, or like the planes, Tito love the planes, like stuff like that. Like when people see it, they understand the representation of what we stand for. One big thing that I was still working in the community, like I'm still on the south side of the city, Chicago, of course. But I'm always I'm always making sure that I represent and am a part of my community. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big part of mine. I'm a church goer, and the church that I'm a part of, though, they are very prominent in the community. So I take that type of stuff serious because I see a lot of people that are going through things that, you know, they back against the wall, you know, in a lot of instances. So, you know what I'm saying? I want people to see that and they feel represented when they see that. You know, just like when we see, you know, The Rock, we know, you know what I'm saying, Jay-Z, what he represent. You know, when we see TMC, the marathon continues, you know what I'm saying, the marathon clothing, that's Nipsey, you know what I'm saying, you know what that represented. So that's like my, you know, that was my whole meaning behind, you know, going behind that. So, yeah.
Okay, and then like in addition to that, like what is your overall goal with this music journey that you're on in collaboration with, you know, your brand being a part of your music?
Yeah, I want to see how far I could take it. Like I said, like when I started rapping, people talked me into it. Like I realized, like I actually enjoy this. Like even if I wasn't good at it, I think I would still like do it. You know what I mean? But I want to see how far I could go. Like I'm surprised. Like 4 years later, like knowing nothing about this to really having a whole brand and understanding what a CEO is and what, you know, what that entails, and, you know, being around people and, you know, seeing how people move is really different lanes in this music thing, you know, in general. So I'm just trying to find my lane and just go, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go with it, you know. Of course I got the highest hopes. Like if we can make it to the Grammys, if we can make it to platinum, like let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm down for it, you know. I want to keep my integrity though and remember, like, you know, like I'm doing this for, you know what I'm saying, yeah, I do this for me, but it's not only for me. You know, I want to still have my community, you know, behind me. You know, that's the most important thing to me.
That's good. You say it's a go time.
You know, for sure.
It's a go time.
Let's do it.
So now can we move into the music, the new music that you have?
For sure. We got a lot of new music coming out. At this time, we got, right now, we got the EP with Cell, The Genius and the Man with the Plan. Yeah, that was just something that came out of nowhere. Like, it was like surprising how fast we kind of just got all this stuff done. And we kind of just got back to the team, shot a video, did the cover art, stuff like that. It was like, you know, that's just like, you know, something that was like I said, that was something that came out quick. That was something fast, but something that we've been working on since like the summer. Like, I feel like it was since last summer. The Transformation Volume 3. Like, this is my last installment, but I don't know. I may make another one. I don't know, but this is the third installment of like my very first mixtape like project series. They started out as an EP, but then it's like they full-length projects. This will be the longest transformation. So yeah.
And Transformation is the next thing that's coming out, correct?
Yeah.
When is that? We
don't have a date right now, but it's coming soon for sure. Like, we working on it.
So what does transformation like mean to you?
It's funny because, like, you know, with transformation, it's like the way, like, 5 minutes ago we were different people, and I know, like, that sounds crazy, just like, you know, when you say that out loud, but it's like when you just think about how much time, you know, passed from the last time you had an experience from something, it's interesting how much of a different person you could become from that. So it's like, I feel like especially since my last transformation, this is like 3 years in the making, and it's like, whoa, like, this is completely different. You could hear it in the music, you could hear it in the bars, like the whole everything about me is different. Even like this whole like the business of Elleve Enterprises, because I had, you know, Elleve was all over the last project, but like this one is like, it's kind of like a reintroduction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same brand, but it's like we putting a bigger stamp on it now. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Putting a bigger stamp on it. I like that. So what are some standout moments or like funny moments from creating this? Like, whether it's studio sessions or creating it with some of your homeboys, like, bring us in on the process behind, you know, creating this installment.
So it's funny because like you said, we recorded this so long ago, but it's like we was kind of recording like 2-3 projects like at a time. We was like in the middle of the Winter Circle stuff with my boy Shop Boy Jimmy. We was in the studio, and this guy like literally on the phone, like he recording himself, he feeling himself. Like we get messed up in the studio. I ain't gonna lie, like we be messed up. So he vibing to whatever song playing or whatever. And you know what I'm saying, it's like he, you know, I end up him myself in the background. I'm always business minded. I'm always trying to talk about what's going on. As soon as I started talking, he just put my face in the camera, and I'm just like, bro, like I'm trying to talk business. What's going on, man? Like it just be stuff like that. Like in the studio, it's like, you know, we just so carefree. It is what it is. Like, you know, we always try to, we own business. Like we standing on business in there. We making sure that we get what we get done. But at the same time we trying to enjoy ourselves. So it's like it's always like we not here to talk about business. Like, you know, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, essentially what that is. Like, that's not what we doing right now. You know, we vibing out. So it's stuff like that. Like, I love that carefree, you know, that carefree stuff. And that's basically how all our studio sessions was. Like, a lot of them, you know, involve a lot of alcohol and, you know, got to get those feelings type of thing.
That's funny you ask. I mean, it's funny that you say that because I know that, like, in the past I would ask artists or people, like, what is something that you have to have when you're in the studio? Like, what's, you know, your creative ritual or whatever. So you say you have to have alcohol, but, like, what are some other things that you have to do or have to have while you're creating?
Believe it or not, I wouldn't necessarily say I would have to have alcohol, but the guys that I roll with, that's their thing. Like, they drink. And especially, you know, shout out to my boy, Shot Boy Jimmy. Like, he pulling up with some liquor. Like, that's his thing. Like, that's what he gonna do. Me personally, I'm a stoner. Like, so I'm gonna need that. And I shouldn't say need. So, you know, if you know, you know. But, you know, I need that in everyday life. You know, we smoking. Like, you know, so I'm definitely gonna have to just smoke. I need, like, just chill vibes. Like, I don't need people doing too much. Like, just, you know, it don't need to be too many people in there. Like, I don't like 80 people in the stool. Like, we don't need all the girls. We don't need to turn up. It can just be the crew. We just sitting there. I usually come to the studio prepared, but if I have to prepare in the studio, I could do that as well. You know, but yeah, I'm not a big, you know, I'm not a diva. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to get the job done. That's like my goal. Like, I go there focused. You know, especially if I'm putting money on the studio, we ain't wasting no money. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no time to waste. So yeah, that's like my whole mindset in the studio.
No time to waste.
At all.
Okay, so let's get back, kind of going back into the project. Like, you want to break down some of your favorite records or, like, your favorite songs from the project, or what you most excited for the people to see or hear?
My biggest, like, I'm most excited specifically, Princess. I don't do a lot of love songs, and I don't do a lot of, like, vocal stuff. But you're going to get all that on Princess. Like, people going to really definitely, yeah. Like, I definitely, you know, it was a song that came from the heart. You know, I remember that whole process of that song was, it was crazy. Like, it was like a 2-day process, but it took forever to record the song. I'm such a perfectionist. And that's a solo joint.
I know briefly you were going into the Winner Circle, but a lot of people may not know who they are. So, like, let everybody know who are these people to you and the significance about your brand and into your music.
For sure. As you could probably tell, like, I'm a very exclusive person. Like, I like to kind of do my own thing. Like, I don't mind inclusivity, if that's how you say the word.
That's the word.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind it, but, you know, I just kind of like, you know, if I could put it on, if I could do my own thing, I'm going to do that. So, you know, with this Winner Circle thing, you know, it's a very select group of people that I love to work with. And I got a song, the song Two1s, with breaking down a lot of them. Misty, that's our photographer. Cam Ain't Shit, that's my guy right there. That's one of our main producers. Shot Boy Jimmy, man, is one of my favorite collaborators, one of the best songwriters. Cellar Genius, that's another one. Juice Maisley, it's a lot of people that just a part of Winner Circle. It's kind of like an unofficial, official member thing, like, you know. But, you know, when we get in the studio, we make magic for sure, and they also very good people outside of music, you know. So that's kind of what I consider the Winner Circle.
Okay, it's always nice to have people that you know, that you trust, and just support your evolving.
That's true, and that's why I like, you know, with this whole Elleve brand, like, everybody that's been a part of it, man, like, we a very small business. Like, we ain't no, you know, we make things happen, but, you know, the people that's been able to come through and help out, it's been a lot. Like, it mean a lot to me, man. Like, people don't believe that. So for sure, man, like, Elleve, it just makes me think that, you know, big things are ahead. You know, that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to the next level with it.
Okay, and could you tell us more about Sell a Genius?
So me and Sel, actually, we got a lot of songs together. So we did the EP, the Genius and the Man with the Plan. I kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. We did that project in a week, but he produced a song, Princess, that I mentioned earlier. He produced a song called Blaze, and I love that song too, because when he in the studio, man, the way he make beats is crazy. And I'm like, yo, I gotta go crazy on this, like, every time. Like, I really rock with his production style. But yeah, Cellar Genius, man, like, I love working with him. It's like one of go-to guys when I, you know, want to get some bars out. We got some stuff that's coming out, like even after this. Like we got stuff that I'm keeping tucked because I, you know, they just that hard. You know what I'm saying? He got that. Like he really got that. Shout out to Sale for sure.
Aside from everything that we talked about today, what would you say is next for Elleve Enterprises?
Man, we going to that next level. Like a lot of things the last couple years, like we have been really figuring out what we can do and how to do things. But now it's like we doing it. You know, we know, like even like, you know, not even trying to brag. Like I hate when I do this type of stuff, you know, but like, you know, when you able to kind of just put productions on yourself, it's like you can kind of just direct that vision, you know. And I got a vision for the team. It's been people that's been around me, and before they even like worked with me in anything, they kind of believed in it and seen my vision. So I'm like, I know that, you know, I could, you know, collect a group of people, but it's like, you know, nah, they go back to what I was saying earlier, you know, I want to see how far I could go, you know what I'm saying? And I know I could go further than most. I'm not trying to brag, I ain't trying to shit on nobody. I'm just trying to do, you know, what I know I can do. So that's my goal. You know what I mean? That's where we going. You know, we going to the next level.
So if you could say something like advice or end this interview with something, what would you want to say to the people?
I would say always keep your head up. Like, you could be down today and up tomorrow. Like, literally, like, don't ever give up. Sometimes, like, even, like, sometimes not giving up is, like, doing okay. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be on edge. You could just be, like, you know, you're about to do something, but you choosing not to do that is a good day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through it, you know what I'm saying? And whether it's mental illness or whether it's just we just not feeling it, whatever, like, keep on going. Like, keep your head up. You never know, you know, what will happen. You know, stay working, stay motivated, be encouraged, you know. Like I said, believe in God or some type of higher source that's going to, you know, I truly believe in that. So, yeah, man, like, stay up, you know, stay motivated. You can never lose.
Gotta keep your head up, for sure.
2-1s, you know.
So there you have it, y'all. A nice conversation with JJay. Make sure y'all stay connected with Elleve Enterprises and everything that he has coming up next. Thank you for stopping by. I'm so excited to see your future. Like,
it's gonna be big for sure. Like, yeah. 2-1s, man. All right.
Let's give it up for JJay. And Elleve Enterprises.